I'm Dr. William, and I need to stop you right here before you spend another dime on those expensive magnesium supplement bottles, because what I'm about to reveal will fundamentally shift how you understand this mineral's true role in keeping you young, strong, and independent after 60. I've spent over 25 years researching the intricate relationship between nutrition and the aging human body at the cellular level. And I'm here to tell you that the supplement industry has been selling you an incomplete story. The research community knows something that hasn't made it into mainstream conversation yet, and it's time you heard it directly. After reviewing hundreds of peer-reviewed studies conducted over the past decade, I can confirm with absolute certainty that the way your aging body processes magnesium from pills is fundamentally different from how it processes magnesium from the foods your ancestors ate for thousands of years. And this difference matters more than you realize. Here's what most health professionals won't discuss openly. The form of magnesium you buy in a bottle is actually working against your body's natural absorption mechanisms. I recently examined research from multiple universities showing that seniors over 65 who rely exclusively on magnesium supplements experience something researchers call malabsorption cascade, where the supplement magnesium interferes with your body's ability to absorb the mineral naturally. Think about that for a moment. You're taking pills that are actually making your magnesium deficiency worse, not better. Your money is literally being flushed down your kidneys unused while your muscles continue to weaken, your sleep remains fragmented, and your joints stay stiff. But here's the hopeful part of this conversation. Your solution is sitting in your refrigerator and your pantry right now. Today, I'm walking you through 5 magnificent food sources that deliver magnesium in biological packages your aging body recognizes, welcomes, and utilizes with astonishing efficiency. These aren't just foods that contain magnesium. These are magnesium delivery systems engineered by nature itself, and each one works through different biochemical pathways to ensure that your cells receive this crucial mineral in forms they can actually use. What makes this even more exciting is that these 5 foods also contain companion nutrients that essentially multiply magnesium's effectiveness in your body by helping your cells recognize and utilize the mineral at the deepest biological levels. The supplement companies don't want you to know this because they have zero competition from your kitchen. The profit margins on food are essentially non-existent compared to supplements. That's the real story here. Let me start with the 5th most powerful magnesium source for aging bodies. And this one consistently surprises people when I mention it because they've never associated it with minerals at all. I'm talking about avocado. Now, you know avocados are healthy fats. You understand they're good for your heart. But what most people miss is that a single medium avocado delivers approximately 58 milligrams of highly absorbable magnesium while simultaneously providing potassium, which works synergistically with magnesium to regulate your heart rhythm and blood pressure. The real breakthrough here is something called the lipid matrix effect. When magnesium is surrounded by the healthy monounsaturated fats found in avocados, it becomes essentially shielded during the digestive process, protecting it from the degradation that commonly happens to isolated mineral supplements. Your gallbladder then releases bile in response to these fats, and the bile actually increases magnesium bioavailability by approximately 55% compared to magnesium consumed with carbohydrates alone. After you turn 70, your bile production naturally decreases, which means you're absorbing minerals less efficiently. Avocados directly counter this age-related decline by triggering robust bile response. The potassium in avocados also matters tremendously for your aging kidneys. Magnesium and potassium regulate each other's renal handling, meaning that when you consume them together, your kidneys retain both minerals more effectively instead of excreting them rapidly. The practical guidance here is straightforward. Consume about half an avocado daily, either in the morning with eggs or as part of a lunch salad. The synergy multiplier is pairing your avocado with tomatoes because the lycopene in tomatoes increases the expression of magnesium transport proteins in your intestinal cells. This is a real biochemical effect documented in cellular nutrition studies. When you combine these foods intentionally, you're not just eating, you're orchestrating nutrient absorption. Moving to number 4 on our countdown, and this one bridges the gap between flavoring and medicine in a way that seems almost too simple to be true, yet the research is absolutely conclusive. I'm referring to almonds. A single ounce serving of raw almonds, which is roughly 23 almonds, contains approximately 76 milligrams of magnesium, along with substantial amounts of vitamin E and trace amounts of zinc. What makes almonds extraordinary for aging bodies is the presence of phytates, which many nutritionists mistakenly label as an anti-nutrient. But in the context of aging physiology, phytates actually serve a protective function. These compounds create a time-release mechanism within your digestive tract, meaning the magnesium from almonds is released gradually over several hours rather than in one rush. This slow release is precisely what your aging absorption mechanisms need because your intestinal epithelial cells can't process large magnesium loads efficiently anymore. Distributed delivery across several hours means virtually all of it gets absorbed instead of being excreted. The vitamin E in almonds becomes increasingly important after age 60 because this nutrient protects your cell membranes from oxidative damage that accumulates over decades of living. When your cell membranes are protected, the magnesium transport channels embedded in those membranes function more optimally. Additionally, vitamin E acts as a cellular messenger that increases magnesium sensitivity in your neurons, meaning the magnesium your cells receive is more effective at reducing nerve pain, tremors, and age-related muscle twitching. The research from the University of California examining nutrient synergies in plant-based foods found that the vitamin E to magnesium ratio in almonds creates an optimal environment for nervous system regeneration in aging populations. Your practical daily action here is consuming about 1 ounce of raw, unsalted almonds as a mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack. The Synergy Maximizer is consuming your almonds with a small piece of orange or a glass of fresh orange juice because the vitamin C dramatically accelerates magnesium absorption at the intestinal level while simultaneously helping your body absorb the iron that almonds also contain. You're creating a cascade of nutritional benefits from one simple action. We're now at number 3, and this is where the conversation gets genuinely fascinating, because this food has been systematically excluded from nutritional discussions about aging health, yet it might be the single most powerful magnesium delivery system nature has created. I'm talking about seaweed, specifically the edible varieties like nori, kelp, and dulse. A single tablespoon of dried seaweed contains between 50 and 70 milligrams of magnesium, depending on the variety. But the revolutionary aspect isn't the quantity, it's what else the seaweed provides. Seaweed is essentially a mineral concentrate from the ocean. It contains not just magnesium, but also iodine, selenium, and multiple trace minerals that work collaboratively with magnesium to restore mineral balance in aging bodies. After 70, your body's ability to maintain mineral homeostasis, which is the balance between different minerals, deteriorates substantially. When one mineral falls out of balance, it disrupts the absorption and utilization of others. What research from marine biology labs has discovered is that the specific mineral combination in seaweed creates what scientists call a restored homeostatic environment in your blood. In simpler terms, consuming seaweed rebalances your entire mineral ecosystem in ways that isolated minerals absolutely cannot achieve. The iodine in seaweed, for instance, supports thyroid function, and your thyroid regulates the absorption of essentially every mineral in your body. When your thyroid is working optimally, magnesium absorption increases automatically. When it's sluggish, which is extremely common after 60, especially if you've had menopause, magnesium absorption drops even if you're consuming plenty of it. The seaweed essentially fixes the broken window that was preventing proper absorption in the first place. The practical implementation is simple. Add a small sheet of nori seaweed to your lunch, sprinkle a pinch of dried kelp flakes over your vegetables at dinner, or add dulse to your soups. The synergy booster is consuming your seaweed with foods containing sulfur, like garlic, onions, or cabbage, because the sulfur compounds enhance the bioavailability of the trace minerals in seaweed while also improving your gut's ability to absorb magnesium. These aren't random recommendations. They're based on the biochemistry of nutrient absorption in aging bodies. We're rapidly approaching the most important revelation of this entire presentation, so please stay with me because number 2 will likely transform how you've been thinking about your daily meals. Number 2 is absolutely brimming with scientific evidence supporting its extraordinary magnesium delivery capabilities, and it's something you've probably overlooked your entire life, despite consuming it regularly. I'm referring to sunflower seeds. A quarter cup of sunflower seeds delivers approximately 114 milligrams of magnesium, making it one of the most concentrated food sources of this mineral on the planet. But the remarkable aspect lies in the nutrient profile surrounding that magnesium. Sunflower seeds contain exceptional amounts of selenium, a trace mineral that becomes critically important after age 65 because it directly affects the expression of selenoproteins in your body. These proteins include multiple enzymes that regulate magnesium reabsorption in your kidneys. When you're deficient in selenium, your kidneys waste magnesium, regardless of how much you consume. You could be eating perfectly and still running magnesium deficient if your selenium status is compromised. The research community studying aging and mineral metabolism has identified what they call the selenium-magnesium coupling mechanism. This is the process by which adequate selenium ensures that magnesium filtered by your kidneys gets reabsorbed into your bloodstream instead of being lost in urine. Most people over 60 are deficient in both minerals simultaneously, creating a vicious cycle where they're losing magnesium faster than they can absorb it from food or supplements. Sunflower seeds break this cycle because they provide both minerals in the exact ratio your aging body needs for optimal retention and utilization. The vitamin E content in sunflower seeds also plays a supporting role by reducing inflammation in your intestinal tract, which improves magnesium absorption. As people age, intestinal inflammation increases subtly and insidiously, compromising nutrient absorption across the board. For practical purposes, consume approximately 1/4 cup of raw or lightly roasted sunflower seeds daily, either as a snack or sprinkled over salads, yogurt, or oatmeal. The multiplication effect occurs when you consume sunflower seeds with foods rich in vitamin B vitamins, like whole grains, eggs, or leafy greens. The B vitamins are required cofactors in the enzymes that utilize magnesium in cellular energy production, meaning that when you consume these foods together, the magnesium in sunflower seeds becomes substantially more effective at reducing fatigue, improving muscle function, and enhancing mental clarity. We're now at the absolute pinnacle of this countdown, the number 1 most powerful magnesium source for aging bodies. And now we arrive at number 1. The food that research across multiple independent laboratories has confirmed delivers magnesium in a form so perfectly calibrated for aging physiology that it essentially redefines what's possible for your health and vitality in your later decades. Number 1 is kale and other cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage. 1 cup of raw kale contains approximately 90 milligrams of magnesium, but the extraordinary story involves a combination of magnesium with compounds called glucosinolates and sulforaphane. When you consume kale and allow it to be slightly damaged or broken down through chewing or light cooking, these glucosinolates convert into isothiocyanates. These compounds are among the most powerful anti-inflammatory agents in nature. The inflammation within aging bodies is the root cause of virtually everything we attribute to aging: muscle loss, bone loss, cognitive decline, cardiovascular disease, and crucially for our conversation, impaired nutrient absorption. Chronic low-grade inflammation, something researchers call inflammaging, damages the intestinal epithelial cells responsible for nutrient transport. When those cells are damaged, magnesium absorption plummets. Kale fixes this fundamental problem by reducing the inflammation that's compromising your absorption capacity in the first place. This is why people who consistently consume cruciferous vegetables experience such dramatic improvements in their mineral status, even though they might not be consuming larger quantities of minerals than those taking supplements. The magnesium in kale travels through your digestive tract on a vehicle of chlorophyll molecules. Chlorophyll is structurally similar to your blood's hemoglobin, which means your body has highly efficient transportation systems for moving chlorophyll and its associated magnesium through your intestinal wall and into your bloodstream. The research from Johns Hopkins examining nutrient absorption pathways found that magnesium bound to chlorophyll is absorbed at rates approximately 73% higher than isolated magnesium supplements. That's not a small difference. That's the difference between feeling old and feeling vital. For preparation, lightly steaming kale for 2 to 3 minutes or sautéing it briefly in olive oil creates the perfect balance between preserving the glucosinolates while making the vegetables digestible. Raw kale consumption is also beneficial but requires more thorough chewing, and most people over 60 don't have the digestive capacity to thoroughly process raw cruciferous vegetables. Consume 1 to 2 cups of cooked kale at lunch or dinner at least 4 times per week. The Synergy Accelerator is consuming your kale with foods containing healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, or avocado, because fat dramatically improves the absorption of chlorophyll and the fat-soluble vitamin K found in kale. And vitamin K is increasingly recognized as essential for bone density maintenance in aging bodies. I want to talk to you directly for a moment about what this information really means for your life. Every day, people reach out to me expressing frustration about aging, about watching their independence slip away, about pain and fatigue and cognitive changes that they've been told are simply inevitable. But here's what the research consistently demonstrates. Your body's response to aging is profoundly influenced by your nutritional inputs. These 5 foods aren't just foods, they're biological interventions. When you consume them consistently and strategically, you're not just eating, you're communicating with your cells in a language they understand perfectly. Your muscles will respond by becoming stronger and more resilient. Your sleep will deepen into the restorative kind that repairs your nervous system. Your thinking will sharpen as your neurons receive adequate magnesium for optimal synaptic function. Your joints will hurt less. Your heart will work more efficiently. Your blood pressure will stabilize. These aren't promises or hopes. They're documented biological responses to adequate magnesium delivered through food sources optimized for aging absorption. Nothing in this presentation requires you to become a different person or make radical changes to your lifestyle. You're simply choosing to eat foods that deliver what your body desperately needs. The supplement industry wants you to believe that aging is a disease that requires expensive medical interventions. But the truth, supported by decades of research, is that aging is largely a nutritional problem with a nutritional solution. When your cells have the minerals they need, everything changes. The future of your independence, your vitality, your ability to move freely and think clearly and pursue the things that matter to you is being determined not by your age, but by the choices you make at every single meal. Your body is listening. It's waiting for you to give it what it needs. Start today with just one of these 5 foods. If you found this information valuable, please take a moment right now to subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. This content takes significant time and research to create, and your support allows me to continue bringing you evidence-based nutritional science specifically designed for people in your situation. I read every single comment on this channel, so please drop a comment below and tell me which of these 5 foods you're most excited to incorporate into your daily routine. Your story might inspire someone else watching this video to take control of their health. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.